This is the sixth episode of the series on the keyword def. Now, this keyword is used to define functions and methods, which we'll get to later in a different video. So the reason why you want to define functions is if, let's say, you have a program where you're gonna you'll take the input of something, you'll take some user input. Um, let's say you take a name and you're gonna print out hello to whatever, I don't know, 3 times for some. No, you'll ask a person 3 times for their name for some reason. It could get much more complicated than this. This is just a really basic example. So this is fine. The problem with it is it's not very readable. And that's basically what Python's all about. So instead, what you can do is you can get rid of these two and make a function with the def keyword. So the way functions work is you write def and you write the name of the function. So we'll call it name. We put an open and closed pair of parentheses and a colon, and indent everything you want to, all the code you want in the function. And now we could just call this 3 times like this, and this will work. Let's just yeah, this will work. And well, you can improve this. So instead of taking an input like this, we could take an input directly into the function. And the way we would do that is you could put variable names inside the parentheses here. And the way this works, we'll run this from the terminal, and let's import like this, and whatever you pass into here will become the X argument in our name function. So if I write my name, it will print out my name like this. And this isn't really useful, but it can get a lot more useful with more complicated examples. So, and we'll write more examples in the terminal because it's just easier like that. So next, what I'm going to show is how to define functions with dynamic arguments. So what that means is, let's say you want a function to print out. You could take it in as many arguments as you want. Let's say a bunch of names, and we will print out hi to all of those names. Let's say, okay. So the way you would do that is like this. So we'll call it name, right? And inside here, you could put a star, and we're going to call it args because that's the usual convention. And now what will happen is this function can take in as many arguments as you want, as you want to put in, and it will turn this into a tuple. And let's just show how this works first. So we'll just print out everything that's given to it. So let's say I put my name in here. It will print it out as a tuple, and we could put in a bunch of you could put in anything, any random numbers or letters or whatever. It will spit it all back as a tuple. That's how that works. So what we can do is, if we want to say hi to all of those names, is we can define it like this: star args, and you could say, never mind. There's a way to do it, but it requires another keyword. So for now, let's just leave it at that. There's one more thing. You can have keyword arguments if you define it like 2 stars, and you could and what people call it is kwargs for keyword arguments, and it will give you a dictionary of key argument pairs, key value pairs. So if we say, let's say hi equals my name, it turns it into a dictionary like that. Okay, that's is that it with functions? No, there's a bit more. Okay, so first of all, you can also have keyword only arguments and positional only arguments. And the way this works is, let's say you want a name function, but you don't want them to say x equals a name because, I don't know, that's what you feel like. You can make this positional only by putting a slash after all the arguments that you want positional. And here it will print out an f string of hi to whatever. And here, so if I write my name into this, works fine. But if I want to say x equals this, which would normally work, it's going to give me an error because it has a slash, which means positional only. Then you can also do keyword only. And there are circumstances where you want to do positional or keyword. It's not, you don't always have to do this. You can just have it either one. If there's no reason to do it, then it's just better not to. But the way you would do this is you'd put a star and you put all the keyword arguments after. So we'll put x, let's say, or we'll call it name. No, that doesn't make any sense. So let's call the function print name, and then we'll have the argument name, because if it's keyword only, it should be something that like makes sense that you're passing in. So you're passing in a name, so you should call it name. And we will say hi to this name. And now let's say we want to just type in my name. You get an error because it doesn't take positional arguments. What you'd have to do is you'd have to write name equals, and that's that. Okay, so I think I've covered basically everything about functions that only use the def keyword. There will be other keywords that we can use with functions, but that's basically it. So thanks for watching.